Alright guys, it's a brand new week and time to take you on a trip once again into the world of esports gaming and the games. Welcome to the Afrogamer Show right here on Afrosports TV, and you know this is a joint production of Afrosports TV and the Afrogamer news platform, you know, bringing this your way, and it's always your weekend starter, one that gives you everything, in-depth analysis and all the juicy details of what's happening in the world of esports. My name is Shayo, your regular host, and it seems, because I don't want to conclude yet, but it seems I will be flying solo today as it is, but then it still promises to be a bumper edition of the show for you to enjoy. So don't go anywhere. It is loaded, it is packed, and you want to enjoy this and tell someone about it. So this is the Afrogamer Show. I'll be right back with the news.
The stakes are high as the Super Eagles of Nigeria are back in action in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as the hunt for a ticket to North America heats up. The stage is set as the Super Eagles head to Kigali to take on Rwanda's Amavubi at the Amaro Stadium on Friday, the 21st of March. Rwanda versus Nigeria. It is first versus fifth in Group C. It is 90 minutes of passion and endless skill. Don't miss a second of the action. Watch it all unfold right here on Afrosport TV on the 21st of March.
Afrosport, your freedom of sport.
Welcome back. It's still the Afrogamer Show, and yes, it promises to be one that you would enjoy more than ever, like I told you. And yes, I'm flying solo. Usually, Ife joins me on this segment. He is the managing editor of the Afrogamer news platform, but due to technical issues, we still have to go on as it is today and dive straight into the news. As usual, we start from Africa, and the top news, it's good one from Nigeria, right here from the home front. Nigeria, the National Sports Commission has finally inaugurated the Nigeria Esports Federation. So before now, in case you're in the loop, it's always been about the guys, you know, saying there is a federation, but not necessarily with that that seal of the government, but that has happened just in the course of the week. Kudos to Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Malam Shehu Diko, and more importantly, not because the chairman didn't do anything, but it was right on the table of the Director General of the National Sports Commission, that is Honorable Bukola Olokpade, who spearheaded this one, you know, reached out to everyone, and eventually the move was made. The members of the board were inaugurated, and we're looking at about 13 members, and also the Chief Operating Officer was also appointed on that same day. So the president is Yaya Meikori. He is the president of the Nigeria Esports Federation. You can see him in the picture right there with the Chief Operating Officer, Damilola Pedro. So congrats to the guys appointed, but then it sleeves up now and time to get to work because there is a lot at hand. And I know the drive of the Director General, who really wants to see esports thrive in Nigeria, would push these guys to success, and we can only wait and feed you right here with all the innovation and impactful stories of what they are doing. Let's leave that and move on right now from that story and tell you about the eLigue 1 tour. In case you don't know about this, this is actually a competition that happens, it's played on the EAFC title, and then the winners from different countries get to travel to France to play a tournament on still about the eLigue 1 tour, and then they also get to tour facilities of the different clubs in the Ligue 1 right there in France. But as we heard, there would not be a tournament in France, but the winners will still travel there to just look around, have a look and feel of what's happening with the Ligue 1. That's the top flight league in France. And according to the report coming in, it says that season 4, this is season 4 of this tournament, and the countries that will be involved is Morocco, Kenya, Cote d'Ivoire, and Senegal. They will be taking part in this one. The registration is up, and those are the countries from Africa. Actually, there are other countries from the different parts of the world that will be participating in this. We wish these guys the very best. It's always been an interesting one, and if someone is asking why is Nigeria not involved, it's because there is no broadcast right in Nigeria for the French League. If we had the broadcast rights in Nigeria for the French League, then we would have stood a chance to have our gamers participate in this one. So that's the reason. But these countries have the broadcast rights, and they really have a good following when it comes to the French League on. So Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, and Kenya are the countries that will be taking part in this one. Staying with Kenya, the Esports Kenya Federation, has been making moves under the leadership of Ronnie Lusigi, the president. They've been making a lot of moves, and this time around they visited the deputy governor of Nairobi City, Honorable Njoroge Muchiri, and there was an announcement of a sponsorship of the League 1 tournament. So good one, backing from the state of Nairobi for the eLigue 1 tour, and this is the fourth season, like we said. For the first 3 seasons, it's always taken place in Nairobi, and I think it's just a very, very wise and prudent move from the city to leverage the hype that's been built over the years with this 4th season. So kudos to Esports Kenya Federation, kudos to the Nairobi city, especially the deputy governor, who is the one taking the lead as regards this one. Sticking with Africa, let's go to Ghana, where the sports minister, newly appointed sports minister, there's a new government in that country. The newly appointed sports minister has pledged his support for esports in that country. That came in the course of the week when he received members of the Ghana Esports Federation, led by Igor Boma. His surname is a very long one. Maybe I'll tell him to teach me to pronounce it. Boma Kepo, that's his surname, Igor. And they visited the sports minister, the new sports minister, and lots of conversations around, setting the building blocks and preparing. And I think all this is coming from the Olympic Esports Games, which has been announced already, and so many other interesting activations that will be coming up in the coming months, and so many countries are beginning to wake up to the fact that esports has come to stay. So kudos to the new sports minister. He's pledged his support. We'll wait to see how that pans out. We should have a conversation with Igor too very soon, and we will hear from him directly on what are the specifics of this pledge and the support that the minister has promised to give to the Esports Federation out there in Ghana. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, it's still more on the news, but this time we're crossing over to the other side where we'll bring you foreign stories. Stick around, guys.
The stakes are high as the Super Eagles of Nigeria are back in action in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as the hunt for a ticket to North America heats up. The stage is set as the Super Eagles head to Kigali to take on Rwanda's Amavubi at the Amaro Stadium on Friday, the 21st of March. Rwanda versus Nigeria. It is first versus fifth in Group C. It is 90 minutes of passion and endless skill. Don't miss a second of the action. Watch it all unfold right here on AfroSport TV on the 21st of March.
AfroSport, your freedom of sport.
And we're happy actually to collaborate with the team that is promoting esports, e-gaming. And it's good to hear the kind of good work already that has been done. And we as a county government are coming in to support this, to ensure that we provide opportunities for our youth in various settlements in the city to participate in these games, which they probably do in an informal way in various parts of the county. But now we have a structure through which we can pick out the best and give them opportunities to participate in the games themselves, but also develop an industry around it about development of the software and infrastructure that helps in providing opportunities for our staff and our youth to participate in these games. It's good to know that already some of our residents have been taken to different parts of the world to compete in Paris, in Turkey and other places. And that just tells you the kind of potential we already have. This has been done even before we have formalized the structures around which we will operationalize this. And now that is happening alongside with our partnership, with the team from Atlanta in Georgia, we should be able to see the development of this technology happening and growing very much so in Nairobi. A lot of our population, as you know, is the youth, and we need to find them things to work on that are both entertaining but also revenue generating. And this is a great opportunity for them to be able to engage and do something that is meaningful, that is useful in their life. So I encourage you to carry on, and I want other stakeholders to take on and support this initiative, ensure that we have progress within the city of Nairobi in terms of development of activities for our youth.
All right, thanks for staying with us. It's still the Afrogamer Show, where it's all about esports gaming and the games you love to play, watch, or do whatever with. My name is Shaya, a regular host, and we're still right here in the news segment. And this time around, we're looking at news from the foreign scene, where we'll travel to England right now and the ePremier League. That's the esports tournaments being played by the Premier League teams in England. The ePremier League, the group phase was completed in the course of the weekend. I watched that particular one. It was streamed online, and I got to see some decent performances. It was all 20 clubs participating. And you know, this particular Premier League started during COVID, and they've continued to build on it, and it still keeps getting better and better. So this time around, four groups, 5 teams in the 4 groups, and the top teams qualified for the quarterfinals, while the 16 other teams will get to play would play in the playoffs, and then the top 4 from that will play the 4 who are already seeded in the quarterfinals. And it's interesting to see, you know, happenings in ePremier League, not the reality in real life with the teams that came out tops. It was Ipswich Brighton, Man City, and Liverpool. Those were the teams that came tops in the 4 groups and qualified directly into the quarterfinals. So the other 16 teams will get to play, would be involved in the playoffs. Then they would see the top 4 teams get to join this other 4 for the 8 that will play in the quarterfinals. And the ePremier League finals is scheduled for the 22nd and 23rd of this month. So that weekend promises to be an explosive one with the Premier League teams, their esports teams of the Premier League sides getting to play in this one. Let's go away from that, and the Esports World Cup Foundation, with the Esports World Cup have signed a partnership, a strategic partnership with technology giant Tencent. Yes, they signed this one with Tencent, and it's to drive the Esports World Cup's expansion into China. You know, it's beginning to come to fruition. Lots of talks about what the Esports World Cup will be all about, and what the foundation will be all about was about expansion, was about development across the world, and now they're making those moves with this strategic partnerships, and that's what we've seen with this one. This one signed with Tencent, and Tencent, it's been said, will provide marketing expertise and consulting as well as operational support to Esports World Cup Foundation. We all know the big things Tencent is doing, top publisher, top gaming inputs. They have a huge investment out there in China, and it's only wise for Esports World Cup Foundation from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to leverage their expertise and leverage the huge experience to enter the China market. So kudos to them indeed as regards that particular one. So on that cheering note, let's take another break. And when we get back, it's time to, let's take the break with this one, which is the retro. And this retro is an interesting one. You know, it's something that usually reminds us of things that have been, that we might not have paid too much attention to. And that's what retro is all about. We'll show you a room display of 90s games. So some of the games you've seen before, some that you've heard about before, are in this particular room. Let's see that full display, and let's come back and discuss how many of them you can recognize. Welcome back, and yes, that was the retro for today. And like I said, how many of those games could you recognize from the PlayStation, the Xbox, Nintendo 64? Which other one can you recognize? You know, you can get to tell us about them, and it's something that brings back memories of some of those games and how we got to enjoy them while growing up. And that depends on your generation, as it is. But yes, it's always a good one to look forward to, talking about the retro segment. And let's look again. We'll take this one, and it's the fun side of games, and it's car gaming. Car gaming on a large screen, and also on the dashboard. Who could have thought that's a possibility? These guys knocked it off, and you would enjoy this one.
Автопилот, PlayStation. Это все понятно, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes. Я выбираю быть счастливым.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Afrogamer Show, and yes, that was the fun side of games. Talk about playing in the car on a large screen and also on the dashboard. That is a good one, but then you don't want to be distracted while driving, but it's always fun when you're parked and you enjoy such lovely, lovely display and the game right there. This is the final segment of the show, like you always know, and as always, I don't leave you without something to get you thinking. So come close, let's talk about it. In the course of the week, like I mentioned at the start of the show, there was, news emerging about the inauguration of the Nigeria Esports Federation. There were pictures of the Esports Federation in Ghana going to meet the sport minister, and promises were made, talks were put out, but then there are many, many, many questions about when we'll begin to see action. And that's because of precedents which have seen us, with a lot of photo ops, but very little in terms of results, with a lot of announcements, but very, very minimal achievements. This, we hope, would not be the trend, considering the fact that what has happened in the last 5 years has been more about distance and not much of a movement in the upward trajectory of growing the esports ecosystem on the continent. This is what we believe should be done in terms of not just making promises, but matching them with action and ensuring that more than ever, the growth of the esports ecosystem in these two countries, more particularly maybe because they're brothers in West Africa, I'm talking Nigeria and Ghana now, is one that is evident to all, and we can then begin to use ourselves as the yardstick for the rest of Africa to grow their esports ecosystem. That is the game over for today, and that is it on the show, the Afrogamer Show. Thank you so much for being part of it. I'll catch you guys next week with yet another exciting edition of the program. You don't want to miss it. Bye for now.
And we're happy actually to collaborate with the team that is promoting esports, e-gaming. And it's good to hear the kind of good work already that has been done. And we as a county government are coming in to support this, to ensure that we provide opportunities for our youth in various settlements in the city to participate in these games, which they probably do in an informal way in various parts of the county. But now we have a structure through which we can pick out the best and give them opportunities to participate in the games themselves, but also develop an industry around it about development of the software and the infrastructure that helps in providing opportunities for our staff and our youth to participate in these games. It's good to know that already some of our residents have been taken to different parts of the world to compete in Paris, in Turkey and other places. And that just tells you the kind of potential we already have. This has been done even before we have formalized the structures around which we will operationalize this. And now that is happening alongside with our partnership, with the team from Atlanta in Georgia, we should be able to see the development of this technology happening and growing very much so in Nairobi. A lot of our population, as you know, is the youth, and we need to find them things to work on that are both entertaining but also revenue generating. And this is a great opportunity for them to be able to engage and do something that is meaningful, that is useful in their life. So I encourage you to carry on, and I want other stakeholders to take on and support this initiative, ensure that we have progress within the city of Nairobi in terms of development of activities for our youth.
Universitarias, dirigentes estudiantiles, trabajadores, miembros de nuestra comunidad universitaria, este simposio no solamente es un espacio para la reflexión, sino también un llamado a la acción.
Para mí es un placer tener la oportunidad de haber compartido esta maravillosa experiencia en el marco del simposio multimodal. Deseo agradecer a todo el equipo que hizo posible este punto de encuentro donde las diferentes casas de estudio y organizaciones que hacemos vida en el país tengamos la oportunidad de fortalecer el networking.